Hello and welcome to Psychology and Philosophy Unlocked, where we explore various philosophical topics and questions. In this episode, we are going to talk about the philosophy of happiness. What makes us happy and how can we achieve it? Happiness is something that we all desire and pursue in our lives. But what exactly is happiness and how do we measure it? Is happiness a subjective feeling or an objective state? Is happiness the same for everyone or does it vary from person to person? Is happiness something that we can control, or is it determined by external factors? These are some of the questions that philosophers have been asking and debating for centuries. One of the earliest and most influential theories of happiness comes from the ancient Greek philosopher Aristotle. He defined happiness as eudaimonia, which means living well or flourishing. For Aristotle, happiness is not a fleeting emotion or a momentary pleasure, but a stable and lasting condition that results from living according to our true nature and fulfilling our potential. Happiness is achieved by exercising our rationality and cultivating our virtues, such as wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Happiness is also dependent on having good friends, family, health, wealth, and other external goods, but only in moderation and in accordance with reason. Another ancient Greek philosopher who had a different view on happiness was Epicurus. He defined happiness as ataraxia, which means freedom from pain and disturbance. For Epicurus, happiness is not a matter of virtue or excellence, but a matter of pleasure and satisfaction. Happiness is achieved by avoiding unnecessary desires and fears, and by enjoying simple pleasures, such as food, drink, music, friendship, and nature. Happiness is also independent of external circumstances, such as fame, fortune, or power, as long as we have the basic necessities of life. Moving on to the modern era, one of the most influential theories of happiness comes from the German philosopher Immanuel Kant. He defined happiness as the highest good, which consists of both virtue and happiness. For Kant, happiness is not a subjective feeling or an objective state, but a rational idea or a moral duty. Happiness is achieved by acting according to the categorical imperative, which is the universal law that commands us to treat ourselves and others as ends in themselves and not as means. Happiness is also dependent on the harmony between our will and the natural order of things, which can only be guaranteed by God. Another modern philosopher who had a different view on happiness was Martin Seligman. He defined happiness as well-being, which consists of 5 elements: positive emotion, engagement, relationships, meaning, and accomplishment. For Seligman, happiness is not a single thing or a fixed goal, but a multidimensional construct that can be measured and improved. Happiness is achieved by using our strengths and talents to pursue activities that give us joy, flow, connection, purpose, and achievement. Happiness is also influenced by our genes, personality, emotions, and social environment, but we can also change our habits, attitudes, and actions to enhance our well-being. As you can see, there are many different theories and perspectives on happiness from various philosophers. Each theory has its own strengths and weaknesses, advantages and disadvantages, insights and challenges. There is no definitive answer or formula for happiness, but rather a diversity of approaches and possibilities. The question of what makes us happy and how we can achieve it is ultimately up to each individual to explore and decide for themselves. Thank you for watching this episode of Psychology and Philosophy Unlocked. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell icon to get notified when we upload new videos. Until next time, stay happy and keep philosophizing.